afternoon, friends. It's been a while. Here we are, the Monday Night Play-Along Bluegrass Jam on July 28th, 2025. Well, I'm in the city, I'm in range, and I figured we would check in here midsummer or late summer, however you want to look at it. I'm thinking of it as midsummer, but the summer has been flying by. I've been all over the place, been out on the river quite a bit, doing trips with Adrift, some river wondergrass, and other launches, and had 2 weeks of music camps in a row where I was teaching at Augusta Bluegrass Week in Elkins, West Virginia last week, and well, 2 weeks ago, I guess, and then last week I was at Rocky Grass Academy and got to perform at Rocky Grass Festival over the weekend, yesterday morning as a matter of fact. And now here I am at Carmel's place in Denver. Thank you, Carmel. The whole community is grateful for you letting me host the jam from your nice, cool, air-conditioned basement here in Denver. I call it a basement, but it's really the guest room, the downstairs. Okay, I'm going to double check on the live streams and we'll get started. I'm feeling like pretty warmed up from having been playing a lot, but also, you know, a little tired. It's been so darn busy, and you know, was up late picking at the festival, of course, and working a lot, talking a lot, teaching a lot. So I'm kind of, you know, recovering a little bit, but I feel good and ready to work on some music with you all. All right, there we are on YouTube. I'll double check on the Facebook page, make sure we're in. And we're going to start with Little Cabin Home on the Hill. For old times, this is probably the most played song on the play-alongs, and one that I use quite a bit when I'm teaching. And it's just as standard as it gets. One of the first bluegrass songs, really, from the early days of Bill Monroe with Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs. I don't know when the song was written, maybe 1946, maybe 1947. But anyway, one of the early songs. One of the best bluegrass songs of all time, for sure. And okay, look, we are live on Facebook. You should see the set lists and all that stuff in the descriptions of the videos. Link to the donations if you're willing and able to do that. If not, no worries. I'm here for you. This is a resource that we're in it together. And okay, I'm just making sure everything's up and running. Got my click track up here. Oh, that's fast jam tempo. Okay, let's see. Yep. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's all happening at once. Mute that. Okay. And mute that. Okay, here we go. Here's my click. And let's find a reasonable tempo and a reasonable volume. And let's get going on Little Cabin Home on the Hill. So, for those of you who haven't ever been here before, here's how it works. I just give you a brief run through of the song. This is not meant to be a music lesson as far as the method, but this is meant to be like a jam. So you've been working on your bluegrass playing or your music in general, and here you are at the Bluegrass Jam, and I'm showing you kind of, okay, here's how the song goes. You know, these are the chord changes. Here's how the melody goes. Here's how I might kick it off. And then I'm going to turn on the click track and count you in, and you will kick off the song while I'm backing you up, which means I'm playing rhythm for you. And we'll sing the song together, and I will take a break, and you'll back me up, and then at some point you'll take a break, and I'll back you up. So you're working on your lead playing, you're working on your rhythm playing, you're working on your singing, and all instruments can work with this format. Here you are just playing along with a guitar player and a click track, which is going to sound like a mandolin chop, not tone wise, but where it sits in the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, like so. Okay, so this song, Little Cabin Home on the Hill, is in the key of G, and it goes 1 and a 1 and a 4 and a 1, 1 and a 1 and a 5, 1 and a 1 and a 4 and a 1, 1 and a 5 and a 1. Chorus goes with the 4 chord. 4, 4 back to 1 and a 1 and 1 and a 5, 1 and a 1 and a 4 back to 1, 1 and a 5 and a 1. So the verse and the chorus, we're only picking on the verses, which is pretty typical for bluegrass. Sometimes you play over the chorus either way or both, but we're just doing the verse on this one. And my kickoff would be stating the melody with a little bit of decoration and a little bit of self-accompaniment. And my kickoff would sound something like this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, your turn. Kick us off on Little Cabin Home on the Hill in the key of G. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Tonight I'm alone without you, my dear. It seems there's a longing for you still. All I can do now is sit alone and cry in our little cabin home on the hill. Chorus to the 4 chord. For someone has taken you from me and left me here all alone. Just listen to the rain beat on my window pane in our little cabin home on the hill. I'm gonna play it. I hope you are happy tonight as you are, for in my heart there's a longing for you still. I'll just keep it there so I won't be alone in our little cabin home on the hill. For someone has taken you from me and left me here all alone. Just listen to the rain beat on my window pane in our little cabin home on the hill. Play it. fun, just like old times. There really has not been a better bluegrass song. And the second verse is my favorite. Hope you're happy tonight as you are, for in my heart there's a longing for you still. I'll just keep it there so I won't be alone in our little cabin home on the hill. Good old cabin song. Okay, all the good times are past and gone. Here we are, key of G. And this is one we did at Rocky Grass Academy. It's in the Academy Songbook. I was kind of trying to include some of those, you know, Little Cabin Home on the Hill was as well. Just kind of trying to include some of the standards since it's been a while, and I'm not trying to branch out too far, but also thinking about songs I'm excited about. You know, I love this song. It really never gets old. And it's a waltz, so I'm readjusting the click track here. All the good times are past and gone. Key of G. So this one goes like this. One and one and four and one. One and one and five. One and one and four and one. One and five and one. That would be a fine kickoff. Very straight ahead, simple melody. And I picked this up from Stanley Brothers, basically, so I'm kind of doing that version. Except they throw in a little pause at the end of the verses going into the chorus. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to play it straight through. And here we go. Kick us off on All the Good Times Are Past and Gone in the key of G. And I'm going to give you 4 measures, because this is now 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I'll give you 4 of those to count you in. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. See that eastbound passenger train coming around the bend. It's taken away my own true love, never return again. All the good times are past and gone. All the good times are old. All the good times are past and gone. Little darling, don't you weep no more. I got it. wish to the Lord I'd never been born or died when I was young. I never would have seen those two blue eyes or heard your lying tongue. Oh, the good times are past and gone. Oh, the good times are over. Oh, the good times are past and gone. Little darling, don't you weep no more. Little darling, don't you weep no more. All right. There's not a whole lot to do there besides play the melody, sing the song, straight ahead, and just lovely. I do teach this on my Artist Works Flatpicking Academy, but I use it as an example of a song in D, because I kind of go through a song and a tune in C, song and a tune in G. Eventually we work our way toward D position on the guitar. So it's not really my singing key, but it's just an example of a good song and how to play a melody and how to play a song like that out of D position. So obviously, if you're playing something out of D position and on the guitar you capo on the 5th fret, then you're in the key of G. So that's a fun thing to do. If we were sitting here playing the song and there was a guitar player playing open G, I might opt to capo 5 to be in a different capo position. That's a good thing to do. This happened often these last 2 weeks when I was at these music camps, Augusta Bluegrass Week and Rocky Grass Academy, where you're in a jam with other guitar players. You know, you just can't avoid it sometimes. You're not always the only guitarist. Sometimes there's several guitars. And I would always go to the capo position opposite of what someone else was already playing. And that's just, it's a consideration for one another to not step on each other, but it also just makes a nice orchestral sound. It fills in the sound a lot better. So I'm saying things I've said dozens of times before here on the live stream, but anyway, just rolling with that. And if you're studying with me on Artist Works, you will figure out that song in D position. But anything you do in any key, whatever your instrument is, if you're a banjo or fiddle player or a mandolin player or a guitar player, if you're playing something out of one key, you should learn how to play it in the other keys as well. That's part of understanding music, is understanding how to transpose these simple songs to other keys. Okay, moving on. We got John Hardy. Also, like an understanding of the meaning of that song. All the good times are past and gone. What that means is the guy stopped partying. He's not off like rambling. You know, all the good times are past and gone, little darling, don't you weep no more. I'm ready to settle down. That's what he's saying. So some people say like, oh, what a downer. Like, no, it's like, it means the dude, you know, the character in the song is growing up and being more responsible. And for me, in my growing up and, you know, getting sober and things like that, it's been a lot more fun. My life has been much more rewarding. And but anyway, that's the meaning of that song. So John Hardy, here we go. I don't see too many people chiming in. Make sure you leave a comment for me here in the comments if you're watching on YouTube or if you're watching on Facebook. Chime in, let us know where you are, what you're playing, what instrument, you know, how you're doing. You all can connect with each other in your different regions. Okay, moving on. We got, John Hardy in G. This is one that I've been teaching quite a bit lately and have added this to my Artist Works Flatpicking Academy. There's a whole bunch of new lessons going to be added to this that I filmed several months ago, but they're coming up and they're going to be included on the site here in the next month or so. And I also did this on a lesson for TrueFire.com in a series of Bluegrass Kickoffs. So I figured this would be a great time to visit John Hardy. It's a very simple song, and we're going to play it as an instrumental. Key of G. It starts on the 4 chord, and it goes like this. And a 4, 4 and 1, and a 1, and a 4 and 4 and 1, and a 4, 4 and 1, and a 1, 5 and 5, and a 5, 5 and 5, back to 1. Then you do the whole thing again. Okay, so we're going to play it through twice each time because it's sort of a short form for an instrumental. So there we go. I will kick it off and I'll play it twice through, and then you're going to play it twice through with me backing you up. Then I'll play it twice through again, and then you play it twice through again, then end it. Okay, key of G, John Hardy. I will kick it off. was going for something there. There it is. A little break using scale sequences, which is a funny thing because I arranged that again for handouts to show people how to use little scale sequences in a guitar break. And that's what you get for looking at tablature and trying to reproduce it in your head. You learn the ideas and then you run with them, and I did not practice that one enough, clearly. Okay, so we'll do one more number here and then I'll check in with everybody on the chats. This is going to be Paradise. Okay, John Prine, Paradise. I felt like this was appropriate for this age that we're living in, where a lot of our wild places are under threat, and that concerns me very much. So, this is a song about the great song by John Prine about a beautiful place that he thought was paradise that was destroyed by a mining company. So that's happening all across the world right now, and quite a bit in our country. It's in 3/4. I'm going to speed it up a tiny bit. Okay, that's a good tempo. Turn that down a little bit. Okay, so here's how the song goes, and I know this song, but I'm pulling up a cheat sheet anyway, just in case. It's been a while since I sang it, just in case I missed one of the verses. I got a reference here. Key of D, and it goes 1 and 1, 4 and 1, 1 and 1 and 5 and a 1, 1 and 1 and 4 and a 1, 1, 1 and a 5 and a 1. So every time I'm going to leave the same amount of space. That's what I'm going to try to do here. So there's one measure in between the phrases. So one more time. Daddy, won't you take me back? 4 and a 1, 1 and a 1 and 5 and 1, 1 and 1 and a 4 and 1, 1, 1 and 5 and 1. So that'll be the timing. And a kickoff could go something like 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to try that again. I keep missing that thing. What am I going for? One more time. Here's how I might kick it off. 1, 2, 3, go. Something like that. Okay. Here we go. Kick us off in the key of D. Paradise. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the coal company came with the world's largest shovel, tortured the timber and stripped all the land. And they dug for their coal till the land was forsaken, and wrote it all down as the progress of man. And Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County, down by the Green River where paradise lay? I'm sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train has hauled it away. I'm gonna play it, then you play it after. When I die, let my ashes float down the Green River. Let my soul roll on up to the Rochester Dam. I'll be halfway to heaven with paradise waiting, just 5 more miles from wherever I am. And Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County, down by the sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train has hauled it away. Mr. Peabody's coal train has hauled it away. All right. Let's try not to let that happen anymore in this country. How's everyone doing out there? We got some folks here on Facebook land. Hello, Jim Hanaway. Nice to see you. Terry Weller Godwin. Hello. You had quite an adventure with us on the Green River, a different Green River, the one in Colorado and Utah. Case and Kushto says, play Blue Railroad Train. All right, well, you're going to have to get that to me on a request because these sets have already been announced. I do, yes, I take requests, but you got to send them to me in a message, like on a private message or on an email, and I'll get it on to whatever the next set list is, which might not be for a while. I'm going to be out of range again for a time here, and come fall, winter, I'll be back more regular on the Monday nights, as I like to do. And Terry is playing the mandolin in Carolina. I'm glad your wrist is healed and you are picking again, Terry. David Matthews, hot in Kansas City, sitting on the patio with your banjo. Sounds nice. Colin Burns is up late in the UK, picking along. And Buddy Bengt Sjoberg. Bengt will catch up later as he's a long way east. Yeah, Bengt is a really good picker, and he shows up on the jams often. I like to see, he'll send a little video sometimes of him jamming along, and I tend to pick up some good ideas from him. He's a very good player. Tim Paragon, yo Tim. Okay, here we go on to YouTube land. A bunch of folks chiming in. The Forward Roll, saw you at Rocky Grass last year. Disappointed you missed it this year. It was really fun. We had a nice time. It was hot. It was ripping hot over the weekend. During Academy Week, it was also hot, but we had clouds and storms, a little rain coming in every afternoon, which was a relief. Great lineup, great bands. Gosh, some of the highlights for me, Del McCurry Band. I mean, Del really sounded great, and of course the whole band as usual. First time hearing them with Christian Ward on fiddle, and he was awesome. But Del was just, singing so well, playing so well at age 86. It's remarkable. East Nash Grass was great. The Sam Grisman project with Peter Rowan was pretty magical. A lot of players up on that set. Dominic Leslie really sort of stole the show on that one. He's really playing well. You know, the Molly Tuttle and Golden Highway was great. Mr. Sun was fabulous. Fretliners, our Colorado buddies, Fretliners were amazing. Just a lot of great acts. Jim McCarley, nice to meet you in Grass Valley. Okay, and you're picking the banjo in Hollister, California. Very cool. James O'Connor is in Chicago, picking the mandolin and the fiddle. Rich Johnson, hello from Chicago, picking on your trusty old Epiphone. Great. Thomas Shell, tuning in from New Hampshire. Okay. Dave Schmidt, checking in from your new home on the eastern shore of Maryland. Okay. Well, congratulations on the new home, Dave. And let's see. Vivian Stanley, hello from Northern California. Hello, Vivian. Joseph Godlewski, picking electric guitar, bass in southeastern Sussex County. Probably not far from Dave Schmidt in Maryland. I see. Okay, cool. And Spencer K, no way you finally caught it live. All right, yes way, you're here. Jack McGuire, happy you're here. Happy you're here as well, Jack. Thank you. Thank you all for chiming in. We're going to move along with the program. Oh, we got a couple others. John Keegan, Mainville, Ohio, picking the Thompson Dread and a Gold Tone F6. Seeing the Jason Carter Band in Newport, Kentucky on Thursday. Very cool. All right, thanks y'all for chiming in. We're going to move right along here with Chinquapin Hunting. Another one I've been teaching quite a bit lately as a great example of a tune in D. Now by tune I mean instrumental. When I'm talking about songs, I like to say song. So this is an instrumental, key of D, fiddle tune, and it is a pretty simple number. Let's see, what's my tempo going to be? Something around here. We are in the slow tempo jam, obviously. We're going to be moving on through the evening into mid-tempo and fast jams. I encourage you to stick around, work your way through the various tempos. So this one in key of D. I've also added this to my Artist Works Flat Picking Academy. It'll be released in the course soon. I think in about a few weeks it's all going to be, all this new stuff is going to be added to the course. So if you're not studying with me on Artist Works for your guitar player, I'd encourage you to do so. That's where you're actually going to learn the method from me. And not just this situation where we're just jamming, putting it all into context. Okay, key of D, this one goes. 1 and a 1 and a 5 and 5. 1 and a 1 and a 5 and a 1. 1 and a 1 and a 5 and 5. 1 and a 1 and a 5 and a 1. Again, all the way through that. 2 times through the A part. The B part goes to a G chord. To the 5. 4 and a 4 and a 4 and a 4. 4 and a 5. 4. 4. 4 and a 4 and a 5. 4 and a 4 and a 4 and a 4. 4 and a 5. Okay. So let's go twice through. I'm going to play it, and then you're going to play it, then I'm going to play it again, and you're going to play it again, and then you're going to tag it, okay? Here we go, Chinquapin Hunting in the key of D. I'm kicking us off. Pretty tune. I don't really know where that comes from, but it's just kind of a standard these days. And I've heard different versions of the chord change on that B part. It's interesting, right? You're playing this G chord, but the melody has the F sharp in it. So it kind of implies a G major 7 kind of sound. I wouldn't play that chord in the rhythm though. I would just play a G chord, and you're going to hear that. You're going to hear that major 7 in the melody. I've heard some do like an E minor on that part. I've heard some even do an E major, which is kind of a fun, old-timey thing to have that big major chord against it. But anyway, if anyone has any history or sourcing of that tune, let me know. Moving right along, there's another one called Chinquapin, like straight up Chinquapin, and that is in A. It's an A fiddle tune, and it's kind of crooked in the timing. I'm not as familiar with that one, but I've played it before. Okay, moving on. Chinquapin, Jimmy Brown, the Newsboy, why not? This exists in my Artist Works course, and it's one of the first songs I teach. It might actually be the first song you learn in the fundamentals section of the course. Just an easy melody in C that you can flesh out with guitar stuff like melody strum, cross picking. But of course, whatever your instrument, this is a good song. Comes from Carter family, but it predates them by quite a while. And for my Artist Works course, I actually call it Jimmy Brown the Paperboy, which is the original title. I think it's like 1880s maybe it was published. So it is in the public domain. Under that title. Nathan Gray Video says, picking along on a cavaquinho from Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's a Brazilian instrument, right? Kind of like a guitar thing or a mandolin type of thing. Cool. All right. And here we go, moving into Jimmy Brown the Paperboy, Jimmy Brown the Newsboy. Either title will work. You'll probably hear it most commonly referred to as Jimmy Brown the Newsboy. Key of E, okay? So I'm playing C position, cable 4, and it goes 1 and a 1, 1 and a 5, 5 and 5, 5 and a 1, 1 and a 1, 1 and a 5, 5 and a 5 and 5 and a 1. So I'm always going to put that extra measure in the middle of the verses, in the middle of the choruses, in the middle of the breaks, in the middle of the kickoff. I'm always going to put that extra couple beats. And that I don't teach in the course. I mean, I mention it as something to watch out for, because that is something that happens in this style. Sometimes you play it a little longer because of the phrasing, because of how the vocalist is phrasing it. Usually you're just following the vocalist, but sometimes you'll communicate about this ahead of time, just like I'm communicating about it with you. So my kickoff would go 1, 2, 3. Okay, so my impression after playing that was that I'm actually not going to keep the extra measure during the instrumentals. It just didn't feel quite right. So we're going to do a thing. Aaron Youngberg, who played bass with our little band yesterday at the festival at Rocky Grass, she calls it sing it long, play it short. Okay? So we're going to sing it long and play it short. So I'm going to go continuous in the instrumentals, in the kickoff and in the breaks, but I'll leave a little pause during the singing. So that'll be a little easier to follow. So one more time, here we go. I'll amend that, and I would kick it off this way. 1, 2, 3. Sense? So we're just picking it straight. Here you go. Kick us off on Jimmy Brown, the Newsboy, key of E. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I sell the morning paper, sir. My name is Jimmy Brown. Everybody knows me. I'm the newsboy of the town. You can hear me crying, morning star running along the street. I've got no hat upon my head, no shoes upon my feet. I'll play. I'm awful cold and hungry, sir. My clothes are mighty thin. I sell the morning paper, sir. My daily bread to win. Never mind, sir, how I look. Don't look at me and frown. I sell the morning paper, sir. My name is Jimmy Brown. I sell the morning paper, sir. My name is Jimmy Brown. Everybody knows me. I'm the newsboy of the town. You can hear me crying, morning star running along the street. I've got no hat upon my head, no shoes upon my feet. Play. My father died a drunkard, sir, I've heard my mother say. I sell the morning paper, sir, to help her on life's way. My mother often tells me, sir, I've nothing in the world to lose. I've got a place in heaven, sir, sell the gospel news. I sell the morning paper, sir, my name is Jimmy Brown. Everybody knows me, sir, the newsboy of the town. You can hear me crying, morning star running along the street. I've got no hat upon my head, no shoes upon my feet. I'll play it, then you play it. Everybody knows me, I'm the newsboy of the town. You can hear me crying, morning star running along the street. I've got no hat upon my head, no shoes upon my feet. Very nice. I've been having fun with Old Red here. Old Red hadn't been played a lot in recent months, and I decided to have him out for Rocky Grass Academy Week and Festival. Took him a minute to wake up. Kind of been sleeping for a little while. He's an old fella. I was picking Lorena in West Virginia, of course, where she was born. Made sense to take her back home. And Old Red, he tunes just fine, but sometimes takes a moment. So I'm retuning here. Key of A, we're going to do Hard Hearted. Good old song from Jim and Jesse McReynolds. Come on, we're getting there. So this one's interesting in that we're going to play over the chorus, and we won't pick over the verse forms. So the chorus goes like this. It's a 4-1-5-1. In other words, 41-51. So it goes 4-4 and 1-1, 5-5, 1-1, 4-4, 1-1, 5-5, 5 and a 1. So that's what we'll pick over. That's what I'll kick it off on. My kickoff might go something like, so. And we'll go right to the chorus after that. And then after the chorus comes the verse, which goes 5, 5, 1 and 1, 5 and 5, 1 and a 1, 5 and a 5, 1 and a 1, 2, 2 and a 5. Then into the chorus on the 4 chord. So the 2 chord we're doing here is a dominant 7th, or a major, one or the other. Now remember, in bluegrass, I'll say 2 dominant sometimes, but when you hear like other chords besides the 1, 4, and 5, if someone doesn't specify otherwise, we're going to consider that as a dominant chord. In other words, a 7th chord or major. Those 2 types of chord are interchangeable. But the function of it is as a dominant 7th chord leading to the 5. So otherwise, if I said 2 minor, that would be the diatonic minor 2, which is less common in bluegrass style. So shorthand, when I say 2, that usually means it's going to be the dominant chord. So in this case, it's a B7. Or if you're capoed 2, it would be an A7. Okay? Okay, let's play Hard Hearted. We got to get through this in time to start the mid-tempo jam in less than 15 minutes. So we're picking up tempo and gearing up toward that mid-tempo jam. So go ahead and kick us off to the 4 chord here on Hard Hearted, key of A. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh tide will have to turn. Just keep on breaking hearts and you will see. Hard-hearted heartbreaker, dream-stealing love faker. Hard-hearted heartbreaker, how many hearts have you broken today? Play it. Last chorus. Hard-hearted heartbreaker, dream-stealing love faker. Hard-hearted heartbreaker, how many hearts have you broken today? How many hearts have you broken today? Fun. Okay, one more song, and I believe Love Please Come Home from Reno and Smiley. Okay, here we go. This song we're going to do in the same key, key of A. Very standard song. 1 and 1 and a 1 to the 7. 4 and 4 and a 1. 4, 4 and a 1. 1 and 5 and a 1. So by the 7 I mean 1 and da, da. It's a flat 7 major, which capoed would be an F chord, but in concert key for everyone else it would be a G chord. It's the 7th. It's a whole step lower than the root. And again, in bluegrass shorthand, we'll just say 7. And what that means is the major chord that's built on the flatted 7th of the key. So in other words, the major chord that's a whole step lower than your tonic chord. Okay, and my kickoff would go 1, 2, 3. Something like that. Okay, kick us off. Love, Please Come Home, key of A. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That old wind is cold and slowly creeping down, and the fire is burning low. The snow has covered up the ground. Your baby's hungry, sick and cold. Sweetheart, I beg you to come home tonight. I'm so blue and all alone. I promise that I'll treat you right. Love, oh love, please come home. I got it.
play. Sweetheart, I beg you to come home tonight. I'm so blue and all alone. I promise that I'll treat you right. Love, oh love, please come home.
Play.
Sweetheart, I beg you to come home tonight. I'm so blue and all alone. I promise that I'll treat you right. Love, oh, please come home. Love, oh, please come home.
Fun. Okay, thanks for being back with me here on the Midsummer Check-In Slow Jam. Mid-tempo jam is coming up in 3.5 minutes if you're tuning in live. I appreciate the donations as always. Appreciate you being involved, being engaged, and checking out the new album, Flat Picker. It's not that new anymore, but it's still my latest album. Okay, here we go. I'll be right back on a new video, so refresh your pages at 1/4 till, and I will see you then.